Okay, so I want to talk about how the makeup of America is drastically changing. By the year 2044, it's projected that there will be no majority race. How do you think this generation that's being raised right now is going to influence the state of politics when there is no white majority in America?
I think it will be great. I think younger voters will have higher and more strident expectations regarding how their candidates behave and how they govern. And I think more diverse identities and more diverse ideas will lead to better policymaking. So there have been quite a few articles making the rounds, not necessarily about Hillary Clinton, but maybe inspired because there's a woman running for president, about a feminist governing style. And I think that we have a lot to learn from people who are not of the dominant race or gender or class or sexuality makeup. So I'm excited.
I would say if anything, it probably opens the door for more third-party candidates. As we become a more diverse populace across the United States and the voting bloc, probably opens the door for obviously different viewpoints and different candidates and probably different parties at that point in time.
It should lead to much more dialogue, as you said, but I think maybe a much higher level of overall understanding amongst all of us, which will be critical. If we don't come out of that as a byproduct of the dialogue, then the dialogue was wasted. It'll be interesting to see how I don't think anybody really knows how to play itself out. It's never happened before in the history of America. It's never happened. So it'll be interesting to watch it play itself out. You may get to see it. I'll be dead. For sure. Dan may precede me, but I hope you guys get to see that work itself through. I really do.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Just as the senator said, when you look at the empires in history, there was always one group of people controlling the vast majority of the land. And I think this is going to be the first time in human history that so many different groups of people are now at the same table. And I think for me at least, as an African American, to know the history of our country and how anybody who shares the same skin color as me, how we have come such a long way to just not too long ago receive the right to vote and to receive full citizenship. That, I think this is going to be a great opportunity to affect policy change that reflects what is needed in America, and not just have programs for the sake of pushing minorities up on the same level, but actually have policies that adhere to a general consensus of all Americans, and that really helps this nation build up even further.
I think it will also add a lot for the purpose of intersectionality, so different identities that overlap with one another. So I think in the past we saw a lot when there's like one minority group that gains popularity, like oftentimes, it does a lot to move the movement forward, but there are also intersectional identities that get left behind. So for example, moving forward to have women have equal pay is very important, but also there are Latino women and Black women who aren't paid as much as white women. And so I think in terms of policy, having more diversity also leads to more intersectionality, which I think is very important in the policy process as well.
Like Kristen, I'm very excited for this to happen. I want to see how things will go and the changes that will happen because of it. Because the hope is that as our national demographics change in regard to race, sexual orientation, gender, that those people will then be in office, and we'll see policy changes around those demographics as well. We'll see changes in the way that we address race, we'll see changes in the way that we address sexual orientation and gender identity. And I'm really looking forward to seeing those things happen and seeing where our country goes in regard to the issues that are going to change based on having those intersectional identities in political arenas.
Go off of that, actually, I think it already exists. If we look at if we look at Canada with the Prime Minister, when he appointed his cabinet, he had half women, half men, and he appointed Muslims, African American. Well, they don't have Americans, but they have African Canadians, and people in every single demographic. And I think, I don't know what it does for policy change at least, and we may have to look back at the policies that Prime Minister Trudeau has implemented, but I think it pushes society to accept that new normal, that it's okay to have all these different voices and all these people who don't look the same at the table, and it's not the end of the world, and fire won't be coming hell from the heavens, but it's okay. And I think once we get that, for America at least, I think it will help our society and our culture to become more accepting of one another.